If this thing wakes up, I'm gonna crash out.
This team should not be beating Whitney, yet here we are. This roguelike playthrough of Pokémon Crystal isn't meant to be fair. Each route is a floor where I can catch a new Pokémon, but only if I have an open spot on the lineup. And I can't backtrack to catch or grind, which means power points are a precious resource. Furthermore, items are limited in acquisition and use. KOs mean permadeath. Only a die roll awarded after gauntlet milestones can increase our survivability. Welcome to the Crystal Roguelike Challenge Season 1, Episode 2. After narrowly defeating Whitney, I rolled a 4, so I can teach that headbutt TM I picked up in Ilex to snuff. Options are limited, and so is space on the lineup, so I think it's time to wave goodbye to our Hoothoot, too. The next 3 routes we'll take to Ecruteak have some contenders for replacements, but this next leg of the journey into the depths of Johto will not be easy. Route Floor 35 is a sketchy place to train, and our team, although healed after the last gym badge win, is lagging behind in level. I can't afford to skip too many trainers this run, so I'll need to make the most of this route floor. Wooper could be a real killer if I can raise it to level 20 and teach it Surf and Strength, which I'll need, but right now he needs a little help getting there. Switch training sometimes means that our other team members will take a little heat from time to time, but in this case, it's gonna be necessary. These Magmar could really help us along, but they've got me in somewhat of a pinch. Wooper can eat a little bit of fire damage, but not quite at this level. Unfortunately, that means Bash will succumb to poisoning. And since I can't use items in battle, I'll be forced to switch yet again. Maybe Ghastly can come in clutch and put these things to sleep. But here in the dungeon that is Johto, all it takes is one wrong move.
Aww.
Losing Ghastly right after releasing Hoothoot is big pressure now. Totally without hypnosis, our foes become harder to control and leaves us exposed. And when I said floor Route 35 was a sketchy place to grind, I meant it. Now, Abra is my only safe grind target while here. That's because the Wild Growlithe no Roar and the Snubbull are prone to flee, which only further strains my PowerPoint reserves. So I'm looking for easy targets. We've got a long way to go before facing Morty. Luckily, Herb will learn Synthesis at level 23. We just need a safe time to use it. It's certainly no potion, but thank God for a little bit of chlorophyll. Power points are starting to run a little bit dry, but before we go on, because we let Hoothoot go and then lost Ghastly, I think the only option I have left here is to catch a Drowsy before I move on. So once night falls on Route Floor 35, we add Z's to the team, and the worst that happened was Herb falling asleep. Let's move on to National Park, but before we do, it's time to take a moment and withdraw a crummy gift from Mom and finally lay Dreamcatcher to rest. Let's say a few words. Dream, you were 1% accurate and 99% hot gas. Thank you.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
I'm not confident I have enough resources to take on all the trainers here in National Park, but I need to find an efficient way to raise this Drowsy, because it doesn't learn its first stab move until level 18. And confusion is going to be necessary if it's going to be any use against the ghost of Ecruteak. If only there were a preemptive strike mechanic, but since there isn't, I'm going to fight these 2 trainers in the park and press on to the next floor. But the next floor is the other side of Route 36, which is blocked by Sudowoodo, and that means no catches to fill out my dwindling lineup. Experience from wild Pokemon and trainer battles here is really limited, and my team is PP hungry. I won't spend too long here before having no choice and forging forward to Floor 37 outside Ecruteak City. I like to think of Sudowoodo as a little bit of a mini-boss. It's not really that difficult to take down, but the experience is very welcomed. Once Sudowoodo is removed from our path, it's time to forge forth to Route Floor 37. Yes, it's a short route, But no, it's not a relief. Although it's somewhat fragile, losing Ghastly still hurts. We lost Hypnosis, immunities, and a pivot when things get dicey, so I'm taking this last opportunity to add back to the team, focusing my efforts on a Stantler. Ghost Immune, decent bulk if it survives, and status-inflicting moves. It may not be a permanent addition to the team, but it may save my hide in the gym. Before the gym though, I'm going through the Kimono Girl Gauntlet, a mandatory step to get HM3 Surf. Losing is not an option, but if I win, we will roll for survival. I repeat, for survival. Regardless, the evolutions are a great source of experience and we do succeed. This means I get to roll the die again. Wonderful, 3 healing items, so let's pop into the mart and get those super potions, post-haste. But because Pokemon Crystal is built different, we can't just go and face Morty now. We have to fight our rival at Burn Tower before we can hope to challenge him. And while Z's now knows confusion, PP is tight.
Okay, so we used up all of the super potions from the roll after facing the Kimono girls. And the Burn Tower is pretty much the next floor of the dungeon here in Ecruteak. Ecruteak is a little bit unique in this way. There's a lot going on here, but the Kimono girls are mandatory. And I'm glad we rolled a 3 and were able to buy 3 potions, but they're all gone. Dolph could faint, but it's something I'm willing to risk. This Quick Claw could allow us to move first and successfully put his Haunter to sleep. It comes out at level 20. Level 20 here, but we're also running out of Hypnosis, so hopefully it hits. Okay, it hit, but we're gonna take a little bit of damage. I'm not that upset with that, but if we can beat the rival here, we can progress to face Morty and his Ghost-type trainers, and I'm not so confident. It's very likely that we'll take on Confusion here. Let's just see what happens. What's gonna happen? I think we have to try and put this thing to sleep. I need some Hypnosis when I face off with Morty. Yo, the 10 would have been nice. We've got no choice. I think I want to keep bashing here. Okay, we've got to retreat. We've got to retreat. One Sonic Boom. Yup, would have taken Bash out, definitely. But will an Ember do it? I'm not so sure. Yo, we're running out of Ember. But success. We're gonna roll the die and head into Ecruteak City Gym. I hope we get something useful. All right, time to see what we roll. Hopefully it's something useful. 1 TM. That's not great. I don't even know what's in the pack. Let's check it out. Really wish we got some potions, but time to face Morty. But it looks like we don't really have anything worthwhile in the pack, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. How many Confusions do we have left? Okay, we've got 16. I'm not so sure if Snuff can handle any of these Ghastlies, but we may have to do it to preserve a little bit of power points. We're gonna have to try it. I need to save some Confusion and hope for the best here. Okay, what am I doing? We've got 11 bites. Okay, but they outspeed. We're gonna stick it out with Snuff and see how this goes. All right, so that went better than expected. That went better than expected, I will admit. I wish Dolph was level 15. I think it learns Hypnosis at level 15. But here's the thing. If I phase it in and out of battle, will it help at all? The Ghost type moves won't affect us. And that's kind of honestly what I wanted, but we may go down to curse damage. Whoa. Okay. Okay, let's switch. Let's switch. This could be good. This could be good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, we can avoid it again. We can avoid it again. No, that's good. I can't believe that worked. Yo. Okay, but that sucks. No. Absolutely not. Let's see if we can bait and switch again. Oh, or put it to sleep. Oh, wait. One bite, please. Yo. Ember may have to do it here. We need those bites! Who's got what left? Snuff. 2 bites. 2 bites. Bayleaf is not gonna be able to do much here. Wooper, I'm afraid, is not gonna be that great. Bash has some potential though. Bash has some potential. Let's see what we got in the pack. We do have a Paralyze Heal. We need to use that stat. This ground type move should do it. In Gen 2, there are no abilities like Levitate, so we need to use that Poison disadvantage. Could have hit a little bit harder than that if you ask me. Here we are, facing off with Morty. He's got Ghastly at level 21. I don't know if I like that. 1 bite left. It's not gonna be enough. Yo. If this Quick Claw would just kick in. If it would just kick in. But if we don't put this thing to sleep. It's over. I don't know how to feel about this. Yeah. Brutal. Can we pull this off? I don't think so. Fraser Leaf's gonna do nothing. Nothing. I wouldn't even have enough. But that's the end of this run. Oh my gosh. Incredibly brutal.
Morty may have left a scar, but this is far from over. I Want Your Burger signing off. Thanks for watching.